Ever find yourself scrolling through online dating profiles, like really looking at them and thinking, who on earth helped them write that?
Yeah.
Well,
Uh-huh.
you might be surprised to learn that there are actually dating service consultants behind some of those well-crafted profiles and photos.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
It's become a real thing.
So that's what we're diving into today, the world of the dating service consultant.
Okay.
And we've got some excerpts from RoleCatcher.com to guide us along the way.
Sounds good.
They've got tons of information about this career, and it's really fascinating stuff.
It is, yeah.
So picture this. Instead of just, handing someone a dating profile template and like, good luck out there.
Right, right.
You're really getting to know them, like their dating history, their insecurities, even, their relationship goals.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot more than just choosing a good selfie for your profile picture.
Yeah.
It's about really understanding what makes someone tick, what they're looking for in a partner, and then using that knowledge to help them put their best foot forward online.
Right, and you need serious listening skills for that, I imagine.
Absolutely. Active listening is essential, and you've really got to read between the lines sometimes. When a client is describing their past relationships, what are they really saying? What patterns are there?
It's like you're a relationship detective.
Exactly.
Digging through all the clues to crack the code of what makes them tick.
I love that analogy. It's so true. And it's not just about the past either. We're talking about understanding their hopes and dreams for the future, what kind of relationship they envision for themselves.
It's true, and that's where the psychology comes in, I bet.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you need to understand human behavior, attachment styles, communication patterns, all of it.
It's fascinating, though, right?
It is.
It's like taking someone's entire dating personality, their essence, and distilling it into a compelling online profile.
And that's not easy.
Not at all. It takes real skill. So much more to it than meets the eye, this whole world of online dating consulting.
Yeah, for sure. It's a lot more complex than people think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely not all, sunshine and roses
Yeah.
in the world of online dating. And I think RoleCatcher makes that clear. They actually talk about some of the downsides.
Yeah. What are some of those harder parts of the job?
Well, dealing with difficult clients is a big one.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. Imagine trying to manage the expectations of someone who's been on like a string of bad dates, or someone who has very specific, maybe even unrealistic ideas about who they're looking for.
Yeah, it's like, how do you tell someone they need to be a little more open-minded without, like, crushing their spirit?
Right.
It's a delicate balance.
Exactly. And then on top of that, there's the constant pressure of like staying current.
Oh, yeah, because the online dating world moves so fast.
It does. New apps are popping up all the time. Trends change overnight. Algorithms get updated.
It's like a whole other world to keep up with.
It really is.
Yeah.
And as a dating service consultant, you kind of have to be on top of it all, which can be, well, it can be a lot.
And I imagine it's not one of those careers where you just learn it once and you're good to go, right? You got to constantly be learning and adapting.
You get it. It's a very dynamic field.
Which actually makes me think, RoleCatcher, with all its features, seems like it could be super helpful for someone in this line of work.
I think so too, especially that whole database they have with like thousands of interview questions.
Oh, right. Yeah, they have over 120,000 potential interview questions. It's crazy.
I know, and they have one specifically about dating trends and like how to handle those tough client situations.
It's like having a cheat sheet for your interview. That's awesome.
Totally. And it's not just the interview prep either. RoleCatcher can actually help you find jobs in the field too, which is huge.
Really?
Yeah, they have integrated job boards, and they even use AI to analyze your CV, help make sure it stands out to potential employers.
Oh, wow. That's smart because you're competing with so many other people in that field. That could give you a real advantage.
Exactly. It's all about putting your best foot forward, which is kind of RoleCatcher's whole thing.
That's so true. They're all about helping you present your best self, whether it's for a job interview or on a dating profile.
It's all connected. But even with the best tools, this job's got to be tough sometimes. Like you were saying earlier, burnout's a real concern.
Oh, absolutely. And RoleCatcher mentions that too. They don't shy away from it.
Yeah, and I think it makes sense. You're dealing with people's emotions, their hopes, their insecurities, sometimes their disappointments. It's got to take a toll.
It's a lot of emotional labor, for sure, and not everyone's cut out for that kind of work.
It takes a certain type of person, someone with empathy and resilience.
Definitely. And a genuine desire to help people, I imagine.
100%. You got to really care about helping people find love.
Yeah, because it's not just about the money or the career. It's about making a real difference in people's lives, isn't it?
That's what it's all about, connecting with people, building relationships.
I love that. And it's interesting because even though we think of this as like, online dating,
Right.
RoleCatcher points out that it's not all virtual.
Oh, definitely not. There's a
Although,
whole human element to it.
yeah.
And a good dating service consultant, they're going to tap into that.
So tell me more about that. Like, what are some of the ways they bridge that gap between online and offline?
Well, they might recommend like local events where singles can meet or, suggest date spots, even give advice on conversation starters.
Wow. So they're like matchmakers in the digital age. That's cool.
Totally. Bridging that gap between the online world and, actual face-to-face interaction.
I like that. It's very modern day Cupid.
Exactly.
So we've talked about the skills, the challenges, even how a platform like RoleCatcher can give you an edge if you're thinking about this kind of career.
Yeah.
But what about the future? I mean, online dating is not going anywhere, is it?
Nope. Not at all. If anything, it's just going to get bigger, according to RoleCatcher.
So is that good news for aspiring dating service consultants? More people looking for love online?
It definitely means more opportunity, but also, more competition.
Right, more and more people jumping into that field.
Exactly. So, like, specialization might be key going forward.
Specialization, what do you mean by that?
So instead of being like a general dating guru, you might focus on a niche, you
Yeah.
know, like helping people over 50 with online dating or coaching introverts on how to put themselves out there.
Interesting. It's like any other field. You got to find your niche, what you're good at.
Exactly. And there's a growing need for that kind of um, tailored guidance, I think.
It makes sense. And it goes back to that idea of personalization we were talking about earlier, like RoleCatcher and their AI-powered profile analysis.
Right, right.
It's all about like really understanding what makes someone unique and then, presenting that to the world,
Absolutely. It's about standing out, putting your
Yeah.
best foot forward, all of those things.
finding the right match in more ways than one.
They-
So much to think about. It's wild how dating has evolved from like passing notes in class to like carefully crafting this whole online persona.
It's a whole new world.
It really is, and who knows what the future holds. Maybe we'll all have our own AI matchmakers, or maybe it'll swing back to like, those old school matchmaking services.
Who knows? But it's sure interesting to watch it all unfold.
It really is, and that human element, that desire for connection, it seems like that's always going to be a part of it, no matter what technology gets thrown into the mix.
Couldn't agree more.
Well, that's about all the time we have for today's deep dive into the fascinating world of dating service consultants.
A fascinating world it is.
It really is, and we've just scratched the surface here. So much more to explore.
For sure.
But we want to hear from you. Would you ever use a dating service consultant? Is this the future of finding love or just a passing trend? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. We love to keep the conversation going.